Hello EFD squad and welcome back to the UCL review where we review the UCL. Another painful one for me this time round because Celtic got battered again. I'm joined by the Goldfish, but he's not feeling very well. A little under the weather there.
Yeah.
If you hadn't noticed, he just did a little cough. And it's freezing up here, so we've put the heater on. You might hear a low hum. It could be that or it could be Joe shitting himself.
Yeah, not very well. But let's move on anyway to the first game. Sevilla 3, Liverpool 3. Of course, Sevilla coming from 3-0 down to draw at the Sanchez Pizjuan. It's a really important result as well. It keeps them just 1 point behind Liverpool in Group E. Now, what sparked the comeback? There's been a lot of talk, hasn't there, about Eduardo Berizzo informing his side at half-time that he has prostate cancer, very sadly. There's also been some reports afterwards that players might have known beforehand, but nevertheless, an amazing feat to come back. Sevilla, though, actually have been in quite good form. They've only lost one of their last 6 games, and that was to Barcelona, who have been in scintillating form, haven't they? Their home form is even better. 27 matches unbeaten in all competitions. A run that stretches back to the 22nd of November, 2016. Absolutely incredible stuff from Sevilla. Ben Yedder, really impressive on the night. Obviously got his 2 goals. Also created 2 chances, won 3 aerial duels, completed 3 take-ons. So good stuff all round from Ben Yedder, a constant thorn in the red side. At the back, not many noticeable performances. Obviously, they shipped 3 goals. But I just want to point out Lenglet, 95% pass accuracy, 8 aerial duels, 4 tackles, 2 interceptions. So despite that, he was okay. Liverpool, though, when was the last time they conceded 3 goals?
Well, let me tell you, Ginge, it was against Crystal Palace, and I believe that was the game that Suarez shed a tear.
Oh, dear.
Could have happened to a nicer bloke, but Liverpool just weren't at the races last night. Only had 33% possession, and that was largely owing to the midfield metronome that was Iver Banega. He was putting on a show last night. He completed 114 passes, which was more than Wijnaldum, Henderson, Coutinho, Salah, Firmino and Mane combined.
Not good enough, though.
Let that sink in.
Not good enough for many of them.
Awful stuff. Henderson, Captain Fantastic, was perhaps the worst of the bunch as well, with a 55% pass accuracy, 0 tackles completed, 0 aerial duels won, 5 fouls committed and 1 yellow card. And he was getting lamented on Twitter, wasn't he? And rightly so too after that performance. Liverpool fans, are you happy with him as your captain? Let us know in the comments below. And Moreno, bless him, he's rediscovered a bit of form at the start of this season, but he was a mess again last night. He committed the foul for the first free kick, that led to the first goal. And he also gave away the penalty too, that Ben Yedder had to convert twice because of encroaching. That was very, very harsh, I thought. Not all negative for Kloppy Woppy though. The Reds are still unbeaten in this year's Champions League. And they also have no problem scoring goals. It's been well documented that their defence is trash. You reckon they might they perhaps might sort that in January. Might go in for Van Dijk yet again. But they've now scored as many in the last 3 UCL games, that's 13 goals, as they did in their previous 14. Oof. So, from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
But, how do you think they'll fare in the latter stages? Who do you think will top that group, guys? Let us know in the comments below.
The next game we're going to be looking at comes from Le Français. Petit Hamster.
Yes, the France, as it's commonly referred to.
Oui.
Monaco, pick of the Tuesday night games. They're emphatically battered 4-1 by RB Leipzig on their own turf. A painful one for the 17 fans that attended. But yes, they're the first Ligue 1 champions to be eliminated and finish bottom of their group since 2012. Who was that, Joe, for a bonus point?
Montpellier.
That is correct. It's strange, actually, because domestically, their imperious form continues.
Yeah.
They're unbeaten in their last 5 games in all competitions. However, they have been in the Champions League. This is also only the 2nd time Monaco have conceded 4 at home since 2009.
8 years ago.
Which was against Lille. But, as I said, in the Champions League, their form has been patchy at best. And that's probably generous. It's been nigh on woeful. 5 games, 0 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses.
Not good enough.
And they've only taken 2 points. Last season, they were semi-finalists and they took 11 points in the group stages. So a decline maybe to be expected with the calibre of player that they lost over the summer. However, people like Keita Balde will be disappointed with their performance on the night. I think I tuned in for about 10 minutes and he had one shot that killed a bird on the rafters. But yes, perhaps the scoreline was a little bit harsh though.
Yeah.
On paper, looked a tad more even. 50-50 in terms of possession. Both had 9 shots, both had 3 on target. And even the expected goals had it at 2-1 to Leipzig. So as I said, maybe they can feel hard done by in terms of the scoreline, but ultimately not the result.
No, not the result. RB Leipzig were just absolutely clinical. 3 shots on target, like you said. 4 goals, of course. 1 was an own goal. But in truth, the match was over after 30 minutes. I think RB Leipzig scored their 3rd goal after just 31 minutes to make it 3-0. And at that stage, Monaco's heads went down. The game was over. Naby Keita. We talked him into the ground, but he was everywhere, took home the Man of the Match award on the day. 7 tackles, 2 interceptions, which is absolutely mental. 100% take-ons, 80% passing, 1 shot, 1 goal, and what a great goal it was as well. I want to give some plaudits too to Timo Werner. He was also superb, scoring 2 goals on the night, of course.
His first goal was great.
Yeah,
I think Kevin Campbell got the ball out, but that finish was lovely.
He's been in superb form throughout 2017, really. He's got 30 goals in all competitions over the course of the calendar year.
Wow.
Let's not forget, Harry Kane's only got 39, so he's doing really, really good stuff for Leipzig. His record, if you include country as well, was even better. 4,212 minutes. That equates to about 57 appearances. 39 goals, 9 assists.
Wow.
He's being directly involved in a goal every 87 minutes. Really, really impressive stuff from Timo Werner. I'm sure Germany will be expecting big, big things come the World Cup. It's a great result for Leipzig as well, because they now need to better Porto's result against Monaco, obviously Porto playing Monaco, to qualify for the last 16. Both them and Porto are on 7 points. It's going to be a really, really tough game.
Besiktas are top, aren't they?
Besiktas are
They're
top.
having a great campaign. Pepe.
He has
Renaissance.
been superb, Pepe. Absolutely superb. But anyway, Leipzig are rolling on, but can they make the round of 16? Vote up in the poll. Up them. Will it be them or Porto? Click it.
Porto, probably. Last but not least, we have another hammering that involves Celtic. I was hoping there'd be some sort of result in the Juve-Barcelona game, so we spoke about them instead. But here we are. It was 0-0. And alas, we were humiliated yet again.
Yeah.
But, Joe, kick us off.
This was not 0-0. PSG 7, Celtic 1, despite the fact Celtic scored their fastest ever Champions League goal after just 56 seconds to put them 1-0 up. They then got utterly battered. The Parisians were completely ruthless against the Scots, scoring with each of their first 4 attempts on target. Neymar, what to say about the man? That second goal was the pick of the bunch. Beautiful bit of interplay between him and Marco Verratti, and a fantastic low finish. Couldn't have been more in the bottom corner, could it? The Brazilian, he just is the linchpin now for this PSG side, and he has been in frightening form, hasn't he? Scored obviously last night, a brace from just 3 shots. He also got an assist. He completed 6 dribbles. He got 5 key passes. The stats are never ending. He's now scored in 5 consecutive Champions League games. Do you know the only other player in the current format that's done it, Hamster? Can you name him?
It's going to be Messi or Ronaldo, isn't it?
It is. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, but Cristiano Ronaldo can't match Neymar's current record of goal involvements. 21 goals in his last 14 games he's been involved in. Talk to me, Neymar. You're unbelievable at the moment. Doesn't matter whether you've got a bit of a party boy lifestyle if you're scoring that many goals and getting that many assists. Hamster, compare him to Messi.
Yeah, how's this for a little nugget, mate? Messi, after 45 UCL appearances, 27 goals, 11 assists. Neymar, after 45 UCL appearances, 27 goals, 25 assists, 52 goal involvements. That, as you said, is frightening.
Stinky.
You know, but Messi, infinitely more likeable. Because Neymar, bit of a tit, isn't he? Alas, we move on. Actually, before I get stuck into these stats, I said humiliating result, but it's not. This is the most expensively assembled team of all time.
Yes.
And when they're bringing the likes of Pastore, Di Maria, Lo Celso off the bench, and we're bringing on Abue, and not even the Arsenal one.
The youngster.
then, you know, doesn't exactly scream tight affair, does it? We tried to play football. That's what I like about Brendan Rodgers' setup. A couple of decent passing moves. Started well for the first 10 minutes. We looked threatening. Dembele had his moments, but this is a side who, over the course of 2 ties, have had 17 shots on target and scored 12 of them. They are utterly ruthless, and in my opinion, the only teams that can contend with them in world football at the moment are an in-form Real Madrid, maybe Barcelona when Dembele's back, and Manchester City.
Man City, right now.
I think they'd unpick anyone at this moment in time. Although, this game, despite the comparable scoreline, was probably even easier for them than the one at Parkhead. They had 27 shots on the night, with Celtic only managing 7. They had 63% possession, as I said, despite being pegged back in the first 10 minutes. That's generous as well, because Neymar scored after 9. But it isn't just Neymar that's in fine fettle. Edinson Cavani has 23 goals in 24 games this season in all competitions. The Uruguayan is just shit hot at the moment. And his second, that volley.
Yeah, for so long now. I looked at his stats earlier, and even when he was at sort of Palermo and Napoli, he was like guarantees you 30 goals a season, Cavani.
In all competitions, yeah.
Yeah, in all competitions, incredible.
And he's just such a rare breed of striker where at least 50% of those goals are absolute stone cold stunners.
Yeah.
He doesn't score little 5-yard tappings.
But he is an absolute choker at times, isn't he? When the big moment strikes, I don't want it falling to Cavani still.
He's just a very instinctive finisher, isn't he? I wouldn't say he's a choker. It's just if you give him time to think about it, in the past, he has messed it up. But when he takes things first time, zinging in left, right and centre.
Great finish.
He's actually scored 150 goals in 215 appearances for the Capital Club. And he's now only 5 or 6 goals away from Zlatan Ibrahimovic's club record. So by the time this season ends, he'll be their all-time top goal scorer.
Incredible. He's been stuck out on the wing post as well.
Credit where credit's due, exactly. Mbappe also got in on the act as well. I think he scored 3rd or 4th.
Could have been 5th.
At which point I was just sobbing. But between him and his 2 strike partners, they've now scored more goals than Real Madrid this season. They've got 43 goals, Real Madrid have 42.
What a front line, what a front line. It's probably the best front line in world football, isn't it?
Yeah, agreed. But who is favourites now to win the Champions League? Is it Manchester City, who are unbeaten as well in their group, or is it PSG? Let us know in a poll just above. We'll stick Real and Barca in there just for shits and gigs. So that was this week's UCL review, guys. What teams do you want to see us cover next time? Let us know in the comments below. Joseph, what is going on Football Daily?
Why not go out and check out yesterday's fan hour? We answered your questions live for an hour, 60 whole minutes. Go and watch it. Yeah, it's basically like an extended Sunday vibes.
Come on, let's go get you a lemon sip, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Goodbye.